Philadelphia news, team of my heart. Are you ready for major Sixers news? Joel Embiid's future with the Philadelphia 76ers is on the line, and it's not just about another contract, it's about the team's future, your hopes, and finally, a real shot at the championship. You've watched Embiid carry this franchise through highs and heartbreaking lows. But now, with a new max extension on the horizon, is this the moment the Sixers push through to the top? If you believe this is the year for the Sixers, don't miss out, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay ahead of all the breaking Sixers news. You won't want to miss a second. You know how it feels when the future of your team hangs in the balance, right? You're watching every move, every rumor, waiting for that one piece of news that could make or break the Sixers next season. And when it comes to Joel Embiid, your heart probably skips a beat. Well, get ready, because this is big. The Sixers are buzzing with optimism. It's not just the addition of new talent that's got everyone excited, though names like Paul George and Caleb Martin certainly don't hurt. It's the potential of a new era dawning. And right at the heart of it all, Joel Embiid. That towering force who has carried this team on his back, season after season, through highs, lows, and everything in between. But let's be real for a second, we've seen Embiid's brilliance time and again, but we've also seen the roadblocks. Injuries, setbacks, heartbreak in the playoffs, it's been a tough ride. You've felt it too, haven't you? That pain of getting close but never close enough. That gnawing feeling that the process still hasn't fully delivered. But here's where things get interesting, the Sixers are on the verge of locking in their cornerstone player for the long haul, and this time, it feels different. Bobby Marks, the NBA insider, just dropped the kind of news you can't ignore. According to him, a deal for Embiid is imminent, and not just any deal, a max deal. We're talking about a commitment that speaks louder than words. It's a message, Joel Embiid is here to stay. He's not just the face of the franchise, he is the franchise. Now, I know what you're thinking. Embiid already has 3 years left on his contract, right? So why rush into an extension now? Here's the thing, with the salary cap set to rise in the coming years, the Sixers have every reason to lock him in at today's numbers. And with a player option in that final season, it's a smart move to secure Embiid now before the market shifts even further. But here's the part that stings a little, Embiid's injuries have always been part of the conversation, haven't they? As much as we love watching him dominate, you can't ignore the fact that those injuries have kept him from truly challenging for a ring. The doubts are always there, lurking in the back of your mind. But the Sixers know what you know deep down, there's no way they're letting him go. Not now. Not ever. This is the guy who has given everything to this team, and now, for the first time, the pieces around him might just be falling into place. Maxi's already locked down, and the additions this offseason could be the missing ingredients. But at the center of it all, it's Embiid who holds the key. Can you feel it? That anticipation, that hope? The idea that this could finally be the year the Sixers push through and contend for the title. Could the process actually be on the verge of completion? You can't shake that feeling, can you? That mix of excitement and uncertainty swirling around Joel Embiid's future. Sure, you've watched him battle through adversity, put up MVP numbers, and carry this team to the brink of greatness. But deep down, there's always been this nagging thought, is it enough? Is this the season the Sixers finally break through and give you something more than just hope? That's where this next move becomes crucial. The Sixers aren't just looking to keep Embiid around, they're setting the stage for something bigger. Securing his extension isn't just about money, it's about stability. It's about making sure you never have to wonder whether this team will fall back into another rebuild. They're telling you that Joel isn't going anywhere, and with that, they're telling the rest of the league that the Sixers are coming for everything. You know as well as anyone that when Embiid's on the court, there's no one like him. The way he commands the paint, his footwork, his touch from mid-range, it's almost unreal, right? But it's those moments when he's off the court, sidelined by injuries, that can keep you up at night. You can't help but wonder how long he can keep this up, how long his body will allow him to chase that elusive championship. But that's just it, you can't afford to let those doubts rule your perspective. This extension isn't just a financial move, it's a declaration of belief. Belief in Embiid's talent. Belief that the next few years could be the ones where he silences every critic, every doubter who ever questioned whether he could lead this team to the promised land. And that belief? It's contagious. You can feel it, can't you? That shift in energy. It's like the city is bracing itself for something special, and you don't want to miss a second of it. You've seen how this league works, players come and go, teams rebuild, fan bases are left clinging to memories of better days. But this is different. The Sixers aren't just holding on to Embiid because they have to, they're doing it because they believe this is how championships are built. This is how legacies are made. Of course, it's not going to be easy. Nothing worth having ever is. But when you look at the roster, the way it's being constructed, you can't help but think that maybe, just maybe, the Sixers have finally cracked the code. With Maxey locked in, Embiid on the verge of a new deal, and a supporting cast that can compete with anyone, it feels like everything is aligning. And that's why this extension is so much more than just business as usual. It's a signal to you, to the fans, to the rest of the league, the Sixers are all in. You've been patient. You've watched this team grow, watched Embiid evolve from a raw prospect into one of the most dominant forces in the game. And now, after all the ups and downs, you're on the verge of seeing it all pay off. But here's the thing, it's not just about Embiid anymore. It's about what this extension means for the future of this franchise, for the legacy of this team that you've supported through thick and thin. You're probably asking yourself, what comes next? You've seen the rumors, heard the chatter, but this feels different. This feels like the Sixers are finally ready to take that next step, and it all starts with locking down their biggest star. There's no room for hesitation anymore, no room for doubts. The Sixers are putting all their chips on the table, and you can't help but feel like something big is coming. So, here you are, watching it all unfold. The moves, the rumors, the deals being made behind the scenes, it's a lot to take in, but you know what? It's exactly what you've been waiting for. You can feel it in the air, can't you? That electricity, that unshakable belief that this season could be different. You've seen the roster changes, heard about the incoming stars, but none of that matters if Joel Embiid isn't at the center of it all. He's the heart, the soul, the piece that makes everything else fall into place. And now, with this contract extension looming, the Sixers are telling you exactly what you've been waiting to hear, they're committed. They're ready to make a real run at this. But let's not kid ourselves, you've been here before. You've seen teams stack talent, make promises, and fall short. So why is this time different? Because this time, they're building around a player who has proven, year after year, that when he's on the floor, no one can stop him. You've seen Embiid go from a guy struggling with injuries to the MVP of the league, dominating in ways that most centers can only dream of. This is what the Sixers have been working toward all along. This is the moment they've been preparing for, and now, with him likely locked down for the future, it feels like the pieces are all finally coming together. But you know what's still hanging in the balance? The question of how long this window will stay open. How long can Embiid stay healthy enough to lead this team to the promised land? That's where the tension is. You've watched him put up monster numbers during the regular season, but it's those deep playoff runs, the ones that never seem to reach the finals, that keep you on edge. It's the heartbreak of Game 7s, the nagging injuries that knock the wind out of your sails just when it seems like things are coming together. So, let me ask you this, do you believe that this is the year? Do you believe that with Embiid at the center, the Sixers can finally break through and bring a championship back to Philly? Because that's what this contract is really about. It's not just a number on a piece of paper, it's a statement that the Sixers aren't just content with being contenders. They want the title, and they're building around the one player who can get them there. You've waited long enough, haven't you? You've stuck with this team through every setback, every trade, every near miss. And now, it's time to put your faith in the process one last time. But this time, it feels like the endgame is in sight. So, if you're ready to see how this plays out, if you're ready for the Sixers to finally deliver on the promise they've been making for years, then you've got to stay locked in. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and make sure you don't miss a single moment of what could be the season we've all been waiting for. This is your team, and this is your time. So, what do you think? Is this the year the Sixers take it all?